There's a mom sitting on the couch in my office. There's tears on her face. She's anxious. She's confused. And next to her husband. He's red-faced, frustrated, arms crossed. And across the room, their teenage son sits in a chair. His body's turned away. His arms are folded. His face is hard, and he won't even look at them. He is done talking, and this family is stuck. I see this pattern all the time. And it's not because they don't love each other. It's not because anyone is a bad parent or a bad kid. It's because they've lost sight of one of the most important parts of growing up together. Knowing when to hold on and when to let go. So let's talk about that. Because if you're parenting a teen or a young adult right now, this balance matters more than ever. And if you get it wrong, the cost is high. Their confidence, your connection, and the peace in your home. So if you're parenting a teen or a young adult, or honestly, even a younger child, this balance matters more than you might realize. Because if it gets out of whack, you just don't end up in conflict. You end up in disconnection. Your child doesn't feel trusted, you don't feel respected, and the home turns into a battleground instead of a safe place. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about what you control and what you don't, and how to find a healthier rhythm before things start falling apart. So this actually starts sooner than you might think. This whole struggle doesn't begin when your kid turns 18. It starts way earlier. Think back. The moment your child could hold their own bottle, that was the beginning. If you kept holding it for them when they were ready, they wouldn't develop coordination. If you kept feeding them instead of letting them try, they wouldn't learn. And let's be real, it would also exhaust you. Every time you step back and let them try, even when it was slow or messy, you were giving them a gift. The gift of ownership, growth, independence. This applies to everything if you think about it. Learning to dress themselves, tying their shoes, making a sandwich, standing at the bus stop alone, talking to a teacher about a low grade, driving a car, choosing friends, managing money. You see, it's a constant progression of learning, struggle, and growth. But here's the hard part. Most of us don't notice when that balance has shifted. We're used to doing things for our kids. Sometimes it's faster, sometimes it feels safer, and sometimes it's just hard to let go. By the time your child is a teenager or a young adult, they're capable of doing so much. Driving, dating, working, making choices that shape their future. And that's usually when the conflict really shows up, because the stakes are higher. So that's when a lot of parents grab tighter, try harder to control. But the control that worked when they were 5 doesn't work when they're 15 and up. And what ends up happening is this. You're trying to protect them, but they feel like you don't trust them. You're trying to help, but they feel like you're holding them back. You're trying to guide them. They think you're trying to control them. It's heartbreaking because what you want is what's best for them. But the message they hear isn't love, it's doubt. So what is yours to control and what is not yours to control? This is really about 2 things. First, defining what is your life and what is your child's life. And second, determining what they are able to start doing for themselves. So I want to make a big point here. Just because your child is mature enough or old enough to learn to do something, that doesn't mean they already know how to do it. Remember learning to tie shoes? Right? They were old enough, they were coordinated enough, but you had to watch them struggle. You had to watch them make knots instead of bows until one day their little fingers figured it out. If you had kept doing it for them after they were able to, they wouldn't have learned. It's the same thing with the bigger things like dating, money, driving, friendships. But now the stakes are higher. And that is why you need to have the balance right. You want your child to believe that you trust them, love them, and are there to help them figure things out. See, the quality of your relationship is directly tied to how open they are to your guidance. Here's a big point. Remember, they have their own life. You are not living through them. When they're at school, that's their experience. It's their homework, not your homework. Their friends, not your friends. Their paycheck, not your paycheck. The goal is for them to live and manage their own life. You only step in if they truly can't handle something, especially if there are safety concerns. But most of the time, your job is to help them grow into handling those things. That means resisting the urge to jump in, take over, and tell them exactly what to do. That's a card you play last, not first. So you shift your mindset. You ask, how can I help them learn to figure this out? Remember, you don't control what your child thinks, what they feel, or what they choose. You control your response, your boundaries, and your attitude. And look, I know this is tough. It's not just hard because they're changing. It's hard because you're changing too. Maybe you've spent years being the helper, the guide, the one who fixes things. So stepping back, it can feel like you're losing your identity. I've had parents say to me, if they don't need me, who am I? That's not selfish, that's human. But if you don't wrestle with that honestly, you're going to cling to control in ways that feel loving to you, but are suffocating to them. So here's the turning point. Ask yourself, what is something my child is ready to do or ready to learn that I'm still doing for them? Maybe it's scheduling their appointments. Maybe it's waking them up every morning. Maybe it's covering expenses that they could take on. Or maybe it's trying to control their relationships. If you're honest with yourself, you will find something. We all do. Because letting go isn't something you just do once. It's something you learn to do again and again, one step at a time. So what's the right way forward? It's not about throwing your kids in the deep end, right? It's about shifting control with love. Here's how. Name the thing that needs to shift. Say, hey, you've grown a lot. I think you're ready to handle this now. And then make it collaborative. Say something like, what do you need from me as you take this on? But stay involved. Don't rescue when they struggle. Help them think. Don't jump in to fix it too quickly. And maybe most importantly, tell them why you're letting go. Say to them, it's not because I don't care, it's because I believe you can do this. So here's what's at stake. Your child's confidence, their ability to handle the world, and your relationship with them now and for the future. When your child feels like you believe in them, trust them, and support them without trying to control them, they grow. And so do you. Because every stage of your child's life is a new stage of yours as a parent. You're not done growing. You're not done learning. You're just entering the next chapter together. And if you can get the balance right, you don't lose connection. You build something stronger than you ever could. It's a lifelong, strong relationship. If this hits home, I want you to leave a comment. Write something your child is ready to take on and how you are planning to shift that control. And if you want more content on parenting, boundaries, and building healthier relationships, hit that subscribe button. Let's keep growing together. Thanks for watching.